How have you been? Wow. There's this what will I call it? What has been trending on social media recently? And I quickly want to talk about that. Even before now, this thing has been giving me a lot of concern. A lot of persons are going through a lot of difficult moments in their marriage. And it's always giving me a lot of concern. How can we solve this? Please, if you're watching me and you're married, even if you're married, I want you to know this thing. Marriage is a very beautiful thing. Marriage is sweet and beautiful, and it's God that made it so. But unfortunately, a lot of people go into marriage, and before you know it, their marriage keep having, I mean, different um difficulties, trial. That's a lot of things, crisis going on in marriage. It's so, it's so disheartening the way people have problems in marriage. Marriage is a very beautiful thing. When you're going into it, have that mindset that marriage is beautiful. Marriage is sweet. Have the mindset that you are getting married to make it work. You're getting married to make it work because when you're married, you're bound to face a lot of difficulties and challenges. What I'm saying it from experience. I've been in this institution for, if not more than 11 years. Yes, marriage is a great institution, but along with that, there's a lot of difficulties, challenges, trying moments. That's a lot of things. Why is it so? Because imagine you're getting married to a man or a woman born by different mother, from different maybe geographical area. Imagine that. You wouldn't expect the person to just behave exactly how you want the person to behave. And because of these differences, individual differences that couple do have, I think that is what usually cause problem, because the other person may not like to accept the another person's point of view or opinion. Before you know it, crisis, disagreements, arguments will come in, and before anything could happen, the marriage is crashing or divorce. This is very difficult. It's something that everybody needs to understand. If you're going into marriage, there are a lot of things that you need to understand. I think I've gone through research. I've watched a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people in marriage. In fact, I've got a lot of experience in marriage, even before I was married. And I know that marriage is not a bed of roses. Neither is it a thorns, a bed of thorns. It's 50-50. 50-50. Sometimes marriage can be sweet, so sweet. So sweet in that moment that it will just be as if you are in a dream that you don't want to, wake up from. And sometimes it will be thorns, it will be katakata wahala, a crisis, disagreement, arguments everywhere. But the most important thing amidst all this is for the people who are into that marriage to understand themselves. And how do they understand themselves? Before I talk about that, I've gone through different marriage experiences, and I have found that there are these four major reasons why most marriages fail. Now, a lot of persons might be thinking that marriage do fail because of infidelity. In my own understanding, that is wrong. infidelity is never the cause of marriage. I know you're watching me. If you're married or married, you know, if at least you are in a relationship. If you're married, you know your husband. Sometimes we have all these assumptions in our hearts. Even so, there are a lot of couples that their spouse cheats a lot, but they are still in that marriage. That is to show you that infidelity can never be the cause of a failed or a marriage that leads to, divorce. That get to the point of divorce. Infidelity is not one of it at all. One of the major reasons why most marriages fail is lack of communication. Communication problem. You see, communication is very, very important in human life generally, then in marriage particularly. Communication is very, very important. And if you lack that communication, if you lack the act of communication in your marriage, nothing can ever stop that marriage from crashing. What is communication? When you are being expressive, you are communicating. A lot of couples tends to bottle up everything they have in their hearts, and it keeps eating them up. It keeps making them to have resentment, unforgiving spirit, anger. And when you are not seeing things like this in your hearts, what do you think it will lead to? You will never see having any happy moments with your spouse. So communication problem is one of the major reasons. In fact, the biggest reasons why most marriages do crash or fail. Now, I would like to talk about this communication gap in three areas, which is in fact, these three are very, very important in marriage. If you have not been doing it, just pay attention, listen attentively. If you have not been doing this, if you have failed to observe these three communication areas in your marriage, please start doing it now. And you'll see that you will begin to have a successful marriage. Now, I would like to talk about one, which is, expressing your feelings. A lot of couples don't know how to express their feelings. They don't know how to express their feelings at all. And it is a major problem. When I talk about feelings, I mean in terms of, there's something that God has used to bless marriage. Marriage is very, very, very sweet. God has used intercourse to bless marriage. It is very important. Very, very important in marriage. Sex, very important in marriage. And that is how God made it. God made marriage to be so beautiful and beautify it with sex. It is one of the things that keep husband and wife together, that keeps their intimacy burning with love. But a lot of couples have failed in their duty to express the sexual feelings with their spouse. And to some, this is very important to them. Whether you are a man or you are a woman, it is very, very important. There are people that don't joke with it. They don't, in fact, visually everybody in marriage. Some men will even tell you, why do we get married if not for this? So this is one of the area that one needs to be very expressive. You need to be very, very expressive when it comes to sex with your spouse. Do you know that a lot of persons are not enjoying their marriage because of that? But they don't know how to express themselves. And that is the major reason why you see a man stepping out on the wife. You see a woman stepping out on the husband, because he's not just doing it the way he wants or he likes. But this is not it's a very simple problem that can be solved with communication, because nobody know it all. There are a lot of women and men out there that are amateur in that aspect. They need to learn. And how will they learn? You have to teach them. You have to teach your spouse. It's your spouse. Both of you are one. There's nothing, you have to be open, expressive when it comes to that. Teach your spouse, make your spouse learn that this is what you want. You want this. It's very important. I want you to do it this way. I want it to be done this way. I like this style and all that. You have to be expressive. It's something that both couple need to enjoy. So you have to be expressive. If you are a man or a woman and you're not getting it the way you want, you have to be expressive. Rather than bottling it in your heart, saying that this person is not a man, or she's not romantic, she's not this and that, you have to expressive. Be expressive. Teach her how to do it. Teach her what you want her to do. Teach him what you want him to do. Let him learn. Let that intimacy keep burning between the both of you. It is very important. The second aspect of this communication problem is lack of expression of offense. Lack of expression of offense. You know, this account for why some will come and tell you that they hardly quarrel with their spouse, they don't have disagreement, they are living. That person is lying through, which whoever the person is, whether a man or a woman, he or she is lying through his or her teeth. Because there is no marriage without disagreements. You can never see any marriage without quarrel. In fact, there are most couple that quarrel every day. That is their own way of expressing their opinion, their point of view. Lack of expressing one's, feeling or offense can crush marriage. Yes. Because if you don't express this, if you don't learn how to express your anger, you keeping nursing resentments in your heart. You keep nursing these grudges, unforgiveness. And your partner may not even know that he's doing something that is always offending you. And you're keeping it to yourself without expressing those feelings, and it's a problem. Please, if you have not been expressing yourself in this aspect, learn to express yourself. Nothing will happen. It's even better, you talk about it. Because if you don't express the feeling of offense, how will your partner, how will the person next to you know that he or she has offended you? So you have to be expressive in this aspect. It is very important. Then the third one is privacy. Expression of privacy. Being married does not mean that you won't have your privacy anymore. Privacy is very important in marriage. Ask me how. Now, have you noticed that sometimes there are times, as a woman, there are times that you just want to be alone. You want to be alone. You don't want to be disturbed by anybody. And because of that, your spouse might be so, irritated with that action of yours. But it is your responsibility to always express yourself. You can go walk to your partner. Tell him, please, can you give me a break for a moment? I want to be alone. I want to be, I want to be left alone. I want to reflect on something. It's nothing too hard to do. Now, because people lack how to express, express themselves when they want to have a private time, it's always a problem. Marriage is not, it's 50-50. Both of you have to please yourself, have to please each other. Now, coming to the ladies, there are ladies that like, hovering around their man. They don't give their man any space. Please, sister, I want you to understand that that man needs privacy. Please, sometimes just give him privacy. Even if it's his own privacy, it's going out to, to mingle with his clique, going out to mingle with his friends, just to have a little time for himself. Please just give him that privacy. It's very important. A breach in privacy can cause problem. Because, for example, when you try to, overshadow a man, maybe you want to be around him all the time, you want to know everything happening around him, he will feel that you're stepping out of your boundary. He will think that you're being maybe over possessive of him. And the same thing applies to women. And that is what I want men to always do. Always have it in your mind that however you feel, however you want to be treated, also give that woman the privilege. Treat her the same way. Whatever you expect, if you want to live a very peaceful marital life, you have to respect both each other mutually. There should be mutual respect. Respect your wife respect your husband. Express your feelings. Now, the second major reasons why most marriages do fail or crash is when a man or a woman marry for the wrong reasons and already you are in the marriage. You will continue having problems. You will continue having problems. Now, how do people marry for the wrong reasons? A lot of persons have made this mistake and they are paying for it. They are paying so dearly for it now because it's something they would have avoided, but they never did because of these reasons. One, marrying for money. This one goes to those men or guys that married because their wife's family or their husband's family are highly connected. Now you marry because of money. You marry because you feel that, oh, this girl is from a wealthy family. If I marry her, I could get connection. If I married her, I could get job opportunity from the family. You see, you are having all these reasons. They are very wrong. You know the main reasons why people get married. First of them is love. Love. There must be love. You must have this feeling that this is the kind of person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Not this is the kind of person I want to marry so that I will get employment. You are wrong. Or this is the kind of person I want to marry so that they will take me abroad, they will take me overseas, they will see me through my business, they will help me build my business. They are very wrong. That you're marrying for the wrong reasons. And if you just watch yourself, you know what I'm talking about. If you're in this shoe, set your life and see if your life has been the way you want it to be. If your life has been the way you've expected it to be when you get married. You're saying the opposite, right? That is because you married for the wrong reason. Now, listen to me. If you're married, whether you're a man or a woman, if you're married, please avoid marrying for this reason. Avoid marrying for money. Avoid marrying for a connection. Avoid marrying for job opportunity. Marry somebody that will give you mutual respect. Marry somebody that both of you will put your hands together and build your future. Why am I saying this? Because men that marry from this kind of family oftentimes face a lot of problem resulting from disrespect from the lady, so-called lady they married, or intimidation because the family would like to intimidate you. Now, there's this friend of my husband. He came one day and he was expressing his regrets. He said he ever regretted marrying this lady. And this discussion, conversation was going on, they were already divorced. Why did they divorce? Because this guy married this lady when he was jobless. He was not doing anything at all. But he married the lady because of the feeling that they will help him get employment. And really, they helped him they got the employment for him. He was employed. He got a federal government appointment. But he never had peace in his home. He never had peace. He said the lady was always disrespectful, always want to intimidate him, that he doesn't have a choice of his own. They control him, they tell him what to do, and she does virtually nothing at home. That he does everything. Both the cooking, the laundry, everything, he does everything. The domestic chores at home, he does everything. He goes out, go to market. In fact, the lady does not do anything. Even to make the home, she doesn't do anything. Even to wash her own clothes, even with washing machine, she can never dare do it. Is the guy that does everything at home. You can imagine that. And he doesn't have a voice of his own. He doesn't have a say to that. Because whenever you want to complain, the lady will charge. And before you know it, she will pick her phone, call the mom, and the mom will interfere. He complained that every time they have a disagreement, they must interfere. Just little words to his wife. She will pick her phone and call the mom. And the mom will call him and start, raining insults on him. It was too much for him to bear. He couldn't bear it anymore. He now started, dragging his own head. And there's nothing that men hate more than when you tamper with their ego. Men, like, they have ego. They don't want to be disrespected. They always want to be the man that they are. They want to feel the man that they are. So they don't want to be tampered. They don't want their ego, to be tampered with. And when you do that, it gives them a lot of, concern. They don't get themselves. They don't feel themselves again. So this guy kept having this problem. And one of the things he complained bitterly was that the girl cannot even wash her own underwear. That he's always the one doing everything. In fact, he complained about a lot of things. Oh my God, it was so disheartening for him. But that was because he married for the wrong reason. He married for the wrong reason. And for the ladies, those of us that want to marry already made man, I want to marry an already made man. Look at this riffraff. Huh? With all my beauty. You want me to come and marry you and start suffering with you? I'm not saying that you should marry somebody that is very poor. But if you see a man who is an average man, who can take care of his financial um, responsibilities, my dear, you're not making a mistake if you go into that kind of marriage. But when you marry because you don't want to suffer, you want to marry a rich man, you want to marry Dangote's relation, you are in for it. I don't know, but most persons have always attributed these qualities to the men that are already made. Number one, most ladies say that men that are already made are sometimes arrogant. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Then the second one is that they always feel like God in the home. You can't tell them what to do. You can't, this one I'm talking about communication. It is hard to have any well-meaning communication with them. That is, I'm saying from people's experience. Oh. I'm saying this from people's experience. Men that are already made, they have a lot of pride because they believe that they've already made it. What are you coming to do for them? In fact, sometimes they see ladies as baby making machine. They're not marrying you because they love you. They marry you because they want you to, help in decorating their home, bet their children, take care of their children for them, do the house, in fact, become a housewife. Is that what you want? So a lot of ladies that have married for this reason oftentimes have problems in their marriage. And before you know it, conflicts, domestic violence, divorce, separation, and all that followed. So please always marry for the right reason. Marry for love. Marry for compatibility. Turn off the lights. Go, turn it off. I don't like it. I don't want it. Turn it off. Marry for compatibility. Okay, turn it on. Turn it on. Go and turn it on. I need it. I thought it will make okay. So marry for love, marry for compatibility, marry for um what you see, positive characteristics you've seen in whoever you want to get married to. Not for the other types of reasons. Another reason why people have failed marriage is that they marry for the wrong reason, which is when they've got a red ticket, a red card, whatever. You know what I mean by a red card? Maybe you're cutting somebody, and even when you're already thinking that both of you could walk through the aisle with you know with the way you're seeing your relationship, and eventually you begin to see a lot of negativity from the man or from the woman, and you know that what you're saying is what you know you cannot cope with. Now you have every opportunity, no matter the years you've spent in that relationship, you have every opportunity, you have every right to call it a quits. You have every right not to proceed with that marriage. But a lot of persons ignore this red red card that they see. That is the sign that this marriage is not going to be a peaceful one. They tend to ignore it and go into the marriage. Another one is when at the point of getting married and something happened that you lost your partner's trust. You don't have any trust any longer in him. He did something because they believe that, don't worry, this kind of things do happen after the marriage, everything will work out and both of you will live everly happy. And when you go into this marriage, after marriage, when you were supposed to be having your honeymoon, your heart will be filled with resentment, unforgiveness. Because trust is something that is very important and something that shouldn't be played with. Once played with, once played with, it will be hard to get it back. And once you've missed somebody's trust, forget about that relationship. It will never be the same. You will always have problem here and there because of that trust that is no longer there. So when you don't have your partner's trust again, you know that is something that you cannot bear. You have all the opportunity, you have all the time, to quit that marriage. Don't go into it, because when you go into it, you keep having problems, and before you know it, that marriage will not last. At the end of the day, you've become a divorcee, because that whatever happened must have created a big hole or scar in your heart. A scar that will leave, when it's, even if you have a wound and that wound heals, that scar will forever be there. And when there's scar like this, you always remember it. You see, something must always make you to remember it, and whenever you remember it, it will be anger. The next thing that will follow, it will be anger, violence, resentment, unforgiveness, disrespect, a lot of things. So please, always marry for the right reason. Then another one is at the verge of getting married, and you now discover that both of you are not compatible at all. Both of you are not compatible at all. Now, because you want to please your parents, you want to marry for your parents' selfish reason. You don't want to say no to them. You want to marry because they want you to get into that marriage in order to keep their business, relationship or partnership going. You now get into that marriage, and of course, you know that whoever they are matchmaking you with, Is not somebody that you want as a wife. Is not does not even possess the kind of qualities you want your wife to possess. This man that they are matchmaking you with does not even possess the kind of qualities you want your husband to possess. And you're getting into that marriage. Both of you are never compatible. You married because of your parents' pressure. Please always learn to say no. Go for your choice. Because at the end of the day, it's you and your partner, couple, husband and wife that will be in that marriage. Your parents will not be there with you. They won't be there with you at all. They won't be there to watch all the, you know, uh, bad blows that both of you will be facing in a marriage. They will always, the only thing they will do is to always act as a intermediary for you, which is not even advisable in marriage. You don't need any intermediary in your marriage. So when if you are not married already, please learn to avoid all these reasons. Don't marry for these reasons. If you are a man, try to work it out for yourself. If you get somebody that love you for, as in that true love, there's nothing that will stop her from helping you build your future. Before you know it, both of you will get to the height that you never even imagined, because God has already made it so. God has made it that marriage is divine. And he said it that whoever finds a wife find a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. So if you marry a woman that your heart so please, if you marry a man that your heart accepts, you love that man or woman with the whole of your heart. You always think positive about that man. You always pray for the man. Everything will be for the man's well-being, success, be it a man, be it a woman. So marry for the right reasons, to avoid crashed marriage. Marriage is a very beautiful thing. Another major reason why most marriages fail, this third one, is when couples fail in their role as husband and wife. Remember, Bible says that what God has joined together, no man shall put asunder. And that man includes children, business, what again? A lot, different, whatever you can call it. Nothing at all. No man, no woman shall put asunder. But because now you are lost in your role, your role as a father, as a businessman, you no longer pay attention to your partner. Because you're lost in your role of providing for the family. You want to be, you're a businessman, always busy, always traveling here and there. you know you've lost every opportunity you have to share good moments and intimacy with your wife. And before you know it, both of you, it will get to the stage that you will be seeing each other like strangers. And when it comes to that, why is that marriage taking you anywhere? Or you see two couples, so engrossed with their role. For example, women women are also fond of that. When they are so engrossed with their children, when they are nursing, when they are trying to bring up their children, you know doing different kinds of chores, um, and all that, they will no longer pay attention. I think that's a major complaint that men do have. They say once the women start having children, they no longer have their time. And if it's a man that's is has been faithful to the wife, that's when that man is likely to be tempted to start going out, to start getting side chicks. So even though you're carrying out your role as a mother, please don't neglect your first duty as a wife to your spouse. Even if you are playing that role as a businessman, as a breadwinner, don't neglect that first role of a husband to your wife. Both of you have this shared obligation. Don't forget it. Don't grow apart from each other. That when your children are grown, both of you will see yourself as strangers. You no longer want to see each other or agree with each other, because You are already strangers to each other. So, whatever responsibility you're taking, please don't forget your role as a husband. Don't forget your duty as a wife. Do you know what I mean, right? That intimacy should continue to be there. Intimacy, intimacy should be there constantly. Constantly, it should be there. Then I said four major reasons, although there are numerous reasons why most marriages do crash. But I want to stop at this last one, which is a very important thing that we as couple should pay attention to. What am I talking about? Poor conflict resolution. How many of us have the ability to resolve conflicts without creating chaos at home? How many of us? This conflicts also have a thing to do with communication. Lack of conflict resolution or poor conflict resolution is a major reason why most marriages do crash, why people keep having problems in their marriage. And that is the major reason why you see uh, domestic violence will start coming in, mental abuse. Yes, there's mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. A lot of them will start coming in because of their inability to resolve conflicts. Now, like I said before, disagreement is something that is inevitable in marriage. Misunderstanding is something that you can never avoid in marriage. But how are you able to resolve it? Please keep reflecting on this. Always think of a better way to resolve your conflict. For example, if you're having disagreement with your wife or with your husband, do it in such a way that both of you will be heard and will also be respected. Don't take the advantage that both of you are disagreeing on a thing, you start raining insults on each other. I think that is what usually leads to, beating, a man hitting his wife being so insultive. Before you know it, a lot of things will start coming in. And as a result, violence, physical violence will come in. As a couple, learn how to resolve conflicts. It is very important. You are a man. Always pay attention to your wife. It is very important. Even though you think that this woman is too foolish, she's always saying foolish things, please listen to her. Always listen to that foolishness, her foolishness. Because when you calm down, when you must have calmed down and reflect on it, you will know that everything she's saying is not entirely foolish. She just wants to be heard. Just pay her attention. Listen. We should learn how to listen to each other in marriage. Pay attention to each other. It is very important. And you are a woman. We women, we talk a lot. We talk a lot. We are parrots. Have you noticed that even if you are this gentle type, quiet type, but when it comes to your husband, your mouth runs like parrots? So this mouth, you have to learn how to control it. Learn how to control it. Curtail the things that come out from that mouth. You know who you are married to. It is good to be expressive, but do it in a very respectful way. Do it in a way that that person you're talking to, we hear you, we pay attention to you. Men are always, impatient. They don't want to listen to us. It's in them. Most men, it's always in them. They don't like listening to women. But say it anyways. Say it, but say it in a very respectful way. He's listening to you. Don't add insults and abuse on it. He's paying attention. And if he's somebody that has conscience, after everything, he will pay attention. He will reflect on it. He will reflect on it. And when you notice that, after misunderstanding, when your spouse wants to do something, say, oh, before they will say, I did this, oh, before they will say I said it like this. Before that means that person must have paid attention to whatever you are complaining about. So you have to be expressive in a very decent way, in a respectful way. Be expressive in a way that both of you will hear each other. You will hear each other and you reflect on each other's grievances, complain, anger, whatever it is. Learn how to resolve conflicts. Because when you fail to do this, you continue having problem in your marriage. Like I said, marriage is something that is, beautiful, very beautiful and sweet. Irrespective of that, problems do arise in marriage. Conflicts do happen in marriage sometimes. Misunderstanding is constant in marriage. But the only thing is that you have to keep everything in check. Learn how to manage all those reasons. By the time you start managing them, you will see your marriage become peaceful the way you want it. Everybody wants peace. Man, woman, everybody like peace. And peace is important in marriage. Create a peaceful atmosphere in your marriage. And you see how you live a long life. Ask all these our mamas that you are envying, all these our your model, role model when it comes to marriage. They will tell you that marriage is not a bed of roses, neither is it of thorns. It's just that everything comes at its own time. Then you, as a sensible, mature human being, manage it. Manage it and keep experiencing peace in your home. Thank you. Anytime you feel like watching this video, I know that my video needs to be watched. Please watch it and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And as you keep watching, I will always keep praying that we, all of us that are in marriage already, that God will keep blessing us with wisdom, mutual love and understanding that will help us, keep making our marriage good, peaceful, keep making our marriage, creating a conducive atmosphere for our marriage. I will continue praying for all of you that God will continue to be in the center of your marriage. It's God that's supposed to be in the center of your marriage, not any man or any woman. God will continue to be in the center of your marriage. God will continue to prosper you. Whatever you lay your hands will continue to prosper. Whatever you lay your hands will continue to prosper. So we have a lot of reasons. Maybe in my next video, I will talk about other reasons why most marriages fail. But for now, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel and click on the subscription button so that whenever I post any new video, you will get it. Please take me the way I am. That is how I am. That is how I talk. And when I have experience, I share it. Please learn from experience. Learn from experience and learn every possible way that you can make your marriage work. Thank you for listening to me, and please don't forget to subscribe. All right. I never introduced myself. I am Ifi Diadem. Ifi Diadem. My name is Ifoma Francisca Chukwuma-Nwankwo. And my name is so long, isn't it? I always have problem with that name because it's so long. Chukwuma-Nwankwo. Oh my God, Chukwuma-Nwankwo is my surname. But my first name is Ifoma. My middle name is Francisca and surname Chukwuma-Nwankwo. So long. That's how they want it. Men, African men, Nigerian men, and then get us, especially we from the southeastern part of Nigeria. You have to answer the name your husband wants you to answer. Yes, so I answer my husband's name. I don't know if it's the culture, but of course, I love my husband, I love my children, so I have to answer his name. And the diadem in my name is because I see myself as a queen. I will talk about that one day. Why I added diadem to my name, and that is my popular name. I am popularly known as Ify Diadem. Alright, see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, and please, once again, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Thank you. I've talked a lot. Is it still going on? Oh, please. I am ending the live chat. I'm just doing live stream for the first time. I don't know how it works. Okay. I want to end it now. Yeah. Oh my God, I don't know how to end the live stream. Is it still going on? Oh, please bear with me. Oh, I'm just amateur in this in this YouTube stuff. Oh my God, how do I end the video? I don't know how. Chat. Excuse me, please. No. What do I do? How do I end it? Where do I press? Oh my God.
Where's that chat? Where's this?
My son is teaching me how to end the video. Save highlights.
Where's the square?
The square? That square is chats. It's for live chats. All messages are visible. Hide all chat
What
messages.
about the O?
Some messages such as potential spam.
What about the O?
Thank God. O? Where do you see O? This one is to turn it. See.
I'm thank you.
See.
This is my second picture.
Excuse me, let me end this video, okay? Oh, son, I don't know how to end the video. Oh, please.
Can you just press that chat and now press this O?
Okay, here, center. Don't reconnect. It's still reconnecting. Oh my God, I don't know how to do it though. Please.
How about this one? Thank you.
Like this. This one.
Thank
Thank God, I've heard you. Please, let me end this video. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes, I want to stop streaming. Oh my God, this is what I should have done a long time.